Hey there, guys and girls, it's me, your most favorite and beloved host, Grifter. Well, that's not a surprise since I'm the only one. And the ones who hate me, well, they probably don't come back. But anyways, we have an update. We don't have an update. And we're not really having a review as well, because I do not have the systems yet. But I have gotten many times the question, Grifter, what should I buy? Should I go for PlayStation or should I go for Xbox? Or should I wait or should I buy the Switch? What should I do? Well, this is for you guys and maybe girls, but that wasn't a girl who asked me, and especially it was Rancham, so this one is for you, man. So it is that time of the year again, eh? Well, of that time of the decennium. Whatever, it's that moment when new consoles arrive. I love those moments. I enjoy those moments. If I wouldn't have children, it would be the thing I would live for, maybe. No, maybe that's exaggerated, but you know what I mean. And I want to help you guys out. Clear and simple, just go buy an Xbox. No need to go too deep into it. Really. Yeah, I'm best. That's it, go buy an Xbox. Thanks for watching, guys and girls. Yeah, this would be too easy, right? This would be cheap as well. Why buy an Xbox and not the PlayStation 5? Well, there used to be the argument of exclusivity. And if we go that route, I will have to say PlayStation. But I'm not really sure that is the case. And if this is going to be the case in this generation. Yeah, you know that PlayStation 4 had more exclusive games than the Xbox One did have. But although I'm not really sure they really had way more exclusive games, the Xbox had many exclusive games as well. Problem was they also had a release on PC. And I have to be honest here, even me, I prefer the ones from PlayStation. They're just Uncharted, Last of Us, they're just a bit better than the ones Xbox delivered us. Heck, a bit better, maybe even way better. But we cannot dismiss the ones the Xbox also provides us. Ori, Forza, Halo, Quantum Break, all fine games. But really, why would you listen to me? I mean, why? Well, let me introduce myself. I'm 43 years old, and I've been introduced to games since my 6th year. Since I was 6 years old. And I have been loving games ever since. Really, I bleed games. I shit games. I eat games. I play games. No, really, I love games. I kid you not. And the thing is, I've been playing across all platforms. From handheld to consoles. From PC to, I don't know, game-related stuff. So trust me, I know a thing or two. I also have been a game journalist for more than 12 years. I think be 13, maybe even 14 years, but hey, in the beginning I didn't do that much work and I wasn't that a big guy. Never really was for that matter, but hey, those are details. So I have a fond love for games, not especially for systems. If I would have to say what are your most favorite systems across your time, I would say, well, the brand Nintendo and the Amiga. But I enjoy every platform. If it delivers good things, I love those. But I want to do this movie as objective as possible, so we're gonna start out by visiting the official websites and what the developers promise us. So let's check out the PlayStation first. Here we go. The PlayStation has been around for quite some time. It was released, the original one at least, in 1994. But we had to wait until 1995. That was a time when it arrived in the States and in Europe. Even though for me personally, in the early days it didn't mean a lot to me. I didn't like the graphics and I didn't like the direction they took. But over time, they really gained a piece of my heart. I mean, they certainly did a thing or two when it comes to the gaming community. I mean, they are the ones who brought gaming to the adult audience. Yep, thanks to PlayStation, gaming wasn't only for kids. Thank you, Sony, really. Without a doubt, the winner of this generation, well, the last generation, clearly was the PS4, without a doubt. Even though Switch might eventually beat that record, but that is bound to be seen. As it stands, at this moment in time, PlayStation 4 clearly was the winner, and it was well deserved. It was my main platform as well, until recently, I might add. So I think it was suitable to go to the official website and go check out what they have to say about it. The moment you pop up their website, you're greeted with a, well, pretty okay website. It looks nice. Blue light here looks nice. It's a pretty huge console. I like the controller and the haptic feedback the controllers provide. It's going to be cool, but I'll get more into that in a bit. Let's watch this little movie here.
Exploration. It's in our DNA. There's something inside each and every one of us that compels us to know the unknown. To push past every frontier. We want to see what's never been seen. Hear what's never been heard. 63 miles an hour. Feel what's never been felt. There are no limits to where we'll go, to what we'll discover, to what we'll achieve. We are all explorers. There are new worlds to explore.
PlayStation.
Okay, gonna be honest here, this doesn't really sell, well, the console for me, but let's get more into depth, shall we? So what else does the console provide us? Well, experience lightning fast loading times with ultra high speed SSD, and this is true. This is going to be the fastest SSD, even faster than the Xbox One. Deeper immersion with the support for haptic feedback. This is something for the controller. This will be cool. This basically means that the trigger will have a resistance. So there's a little motor built in, and when you push it, could even get stuck, like, it feels cool. And 3D audio, well, you know that people, well, who don't have a surround headset, they can use this. It like simulates surround sound. And of course new PlayStation games, but this doesn't provide really lots of details. Harness the power. Here we have some technical, very simplified specs. So we have ray tracing, we have 4K gaming up to 120 frames, HDR technology, basically the stuff you would expect. Maybe the 8K is new for some of you. There's two editions of the console. You have the basic one, which comes with the disc, and you have the digital edition, which looks nicer, but it comes without the digital disc, which kind of sucks. Here we have some more feature, backwards compatibility, finally, game boost. This is going to be nice. This already works with the current Xbox, and this really makes a difference. Some games will provide this feature. I think it's more prominent on the Xbox One though. This basically means when you buy a current generation game, you also are entitled to have the next generation version. So you pop on the disc and you download the current version. To have VR integration, you have to ask a special adapter. It's currently for free, so I urge you to go and request this on the website. Of course, the games you want to play. What else does this website provide? Here we have some immersion from the 3D audio technology, which is basically, well, it already exists. Hi, in your senses, this is something really cool. I like this feature. And the haptic feedback, I mean. So this is basically what the website of the PlayStation tells us. I can already spoil it for you. The most powerful console that is going to come is the Xbox version. It's basically technically on paper and probably in reality it's just all around more powerful. But that doesn't mean a thing, of course. With PlayStation, you'll also be able to look out for the exclusive games that we all know. They have Naughty Dog, the Uncharted series, Last One of Us series. Lots of great things that came out on the PS4. So many people will probably buy a PS5, just of course they're used to the brand, they're used to the games, and I perfectly understand that. So if that is your cup of tea, only Uncharted, and you already played games like Quantum Break and all, and that doesn't say a thing, then you should probably, well, I'm not sure, but it's a safe bet. When you buy a PS5, you'll be able to play those games without a doubt. A few of them will probably come on PC as well, but not as much as like the Xbox does. I'll tell you another spoiler. I will definitely buying the PS5. Definitely, without a doubt. I couldn't miss those games. So, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna tell you why. It's the SSD. The SSD is way too small. You have around 600 gigabytes to be using for games. This is way too small for me. And especially with the coming next gen games, those games will become huge. And especially if you want to have the high speed SSD, the highest speed possible, you have to use the internal SSD. There's no way around it. Otherwise, if the SSD would be the reason to buy this, to have the fastest console, you could as well buy the Xbox. Of course, those SSDs will be as fast as the ones from the PS5. So this is what Sony's website for the PS5 brings us. It doesn't really tell a lot, does it? Let's see if their counterpart is doing better or worse. So, as soon as you're going to Xbox website, you're greeted by, well, a cool animation. Not saying that it's better or worse than the PS website, but I like it. Starting at $35 per month, and you do this for 2 years and it's yours. This is including the Game Pass, including Xbox Live, including everything you need. So for this price, you're having a complete library to start with. This is a nice deal to begin with. So upon scroll, oh wait, is there a movie here? No, pre-ordering, play video. Okay, let's watch this movie as well. We did this for the PS5, so we're going to do it for the Xbox as well.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, fulfill all your wishes. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Well, to be honest, that movie didn't really tell us a lot as well. A bit the same style as the PS5, just some yada 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 yada. Okay, what are they claiming? True 4K gaming, up to 120 frames per second, HK HDR high dynamic range. Well, HDR is high dynamic range. Xbox Velocity architecture. Gonna come back on that later on. And the fastest, most powerful Xbox ever, and to be honest, the most powerful console ever as well. Power your dreams. So this is going to work. I can guarantee it. I didn't test it yet on the PS5, so I can't tell from personal experience that Team Xbox is working hard on this feature. Have been working hard ever since the Xbox One, and this is really cool. It gives you some kind of replayability like you've never experienced before. It's like when you boot up the game, it just plays like you remember it. And that's weird because normally you always remember it way better, and that's because they have increased frames, they have like added more textures. They didn't do this with all games, but take Red Dead Redemption 1 for example. When you play this on the Xbox One or Xbox One X, that is really, it's a huge difference with the original. So here they're even promising some games with 120 frames. Games that you're now playing like, I don't know, barely 30 frames. Smart delivery is a bit like the feature that PS5 is also included, but I said it before, this is going to be more frequent on the Xbox because this is really a feature that they have. Game on! From future adventures to, 12 teraflops of power. It's more powerful and it's RDNA 2. Listen, you'll be surrounded like they're also 3D spatial sound. True 4K gaming. Engineered for speed. Wait, what is happening here? Oh, they're showing some games. Here you have some like the loading times. This website actually shows more than the PS5 website, to be honest. You can check it out yourself. You can go there and go see it. Shows more of the machine. Shows how the expansion bay works. This is way better than on the PS5. PS5 you have to completely open up. You have to remove the back plates and nah, I don't like it. This is way neater. Complete control. They have increased a bit. That they've had this button, which was already on the PS4. I mean, they had like they had two buttons here, but the PS4 also had the touch button. So Xbox was like missing one button, and they've added this one, the share button. This wasn't prominent on the Xbox One because they were thinking that everybody would use Kinect to do this. So I think they've perfected the controller, but it doesn't have a new feature. Just like I'm not even sure if the triggers will be haptic. I do hope so. Most excited for the PS5 controller, me. Gonna be honest here. Yeah, Game Pass. This is really cool. I've been using this ever since the beginning, and wow, I couldn't live without it. Gonna be honest here. Game Pass is a life changer. Yeah, and backward compatible games with really it's thousands of games from the first generation of the Xbox. You just pop them in and you play them. I love that feature. I think the Xbox is really, I think the design is spot on. This is to be seen, but it should work perfect, but I'm not sure if that's really the case, of course. See all the tech specs. Jesus, this website is huge. So here they're saying the prices. Base, the best version is just like the PS5, same price. Although with the Xbox you have an increased power. With the PS5 you have the known exclusives and their new controller. What's in the box? Well, a controller, a console, and a cable. What I really like with the PS5, there's also a game included, and the game is there to show you everything what the controller can do. I think this game is baked into the PS5, I'm not sure, but I would love that idea, and kudos for Sony for doing this. I really love that. I miss those things in these days, and I'm happy they're thinking about it. Respect. So that was the website from the Xbox. Well, I think it shows a bit more what you can expect. This didn't help us really out, did it? So since the official websites don't clearly tell us what to expect, why not go to Reddit and ask those fanboys why to buy the machines of their preferences? Question was fairly simple. Hey, I need your help. Why buy an Xbox Series X over the PS5 and vice versa? When I did ask this question on Xbox One's behalf, it was fairly easy. Quickly I've got my answers. There's a smart one as well. Wait, we have two smart people. Oh, oh, it's me, okay. Let's see, what else do we have? More powerful, yeah. Power guy. Yeah, I heard that as well. This is another smart one. He has a point. Yeah, okay, power, hunger people. No, not really. I understand them. So I thank those guys for helping me out. So let's see what PlayStation did. So I started out with the same thing. Asked the question. And I waited the answers. Wait, what? Removed? Why? Why, because it's about PS5? I have to put it on PS5? Okay, let's do it again. The fuck, you got to be kidding me. And I tried this again and again until I've mailed some mods and I got this reaction. Jesus. Pricks. So I guess they do not want to represent their most favorite brand. Well, anyways, guess it's up to me then. Guess I'll have to tell you which one and why. Well, I can tell you one thing. If you're buying the Xbox, you're buying technically the most powerful console. Yep, this is an identical PC experience when it comes to graphics, raw power. I think this generation also will include huge library of exclusive games, but there's a huge chance that most of them will also be released on the PC. Almost certain of it. There's also a chance that some of those games might also even appear on the PS5 or on the Switch. So with the Game Pass and all, it's uncertain what route Xbox will take. Will they go for being the nice guys and hey, our games are practically available on anything, on your smartphone, on your console, on your PC, and maybe even in the future on the Switch or PS5. So hey, there's that. Or will they become more aggressive, like Sony is doing with their PlayStation brand? Will they go for hard exclusives? Will Fallout be only playable on the Xbox? Will the new Skyrim be appearing only on there? Imagine Starfield becoming an Xbox exclusive game, that would be huge. But then on the other hand, you have the PS5. You know, your trusted brand. The brand that proved that in the PS3 generation, they were the ones with the cool exclusives. And they repeated this with the PS4 generation. So chances are high that they might even amp this one up for this generation to come. So I come to realize that I'm not being a great help here, so let me help you a bit further. I can tell you what not to buy. I would skip the Xbox Series S, really, skip that thing. And also the digital version of the PS5, skip it. You don't need that. It's worthless in my opinion. You can never trade games, you can never buy second-hand games, you can never receive a game as a gift. Skip it. So if exclusives are your thing, wait it out or go for PS5. If lots of games is your thing, go for the Xbox. Game Pass Ultimate gives you a huge nice deal. Lots of games to play. But there's also to take in consideration the Switch. It might be they might update, it might be they're staying with this one right now. And I can tell you, that little thing can do great things as well. No, really.